Ladies and gentlemen, my name is XPC Reaper, and I am here bringing you a library card look for Trojan Horse Gaming today for Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Now, this game has been out for an incredibly long time, so if you don't know a thing about this game, for shame. You know what? I'm actually going to enable my games for Windows controller, because I just find it simpler to use for just a variety of different reasons. But of course, in terms of the keyboard and mouse, you've got fully rewindable keys for absolutely everything. You can set it for default QWERTY or default AZERTY or AZERTY or AZERTY or whatever you want to pronounce it like. It really doesn't matter to me. Sticks, of course, you can have it for default Southpaw, Legacy Southpaw, or Legacy settings. I'm going to keep it all bog standard. Screen aspect ratio, you can set 4:3, 16:9, 16:10. You've got a wide variety of resolutions going all the way down to 640 by 480. This does go higher. You can get higher than 1920 by 1080, but it all depends on your monitor. Yeah, sorry, that was just completely necessary vertical synchronization I always like to have on. Now, multiplayer-wise, you can have things like your offline username. I can hear me. Oh, wow, this is... Yeah. Yeah, let's not have that. I can hear it coming back to me, which is just disorienting. Wow. But, you've got a wide variety of things you can customize your character with in this. I could customize, for example, if I wanted him to be wearing Raven Recon vest, and maybe I just want him wearing these, but let's go for an olive drab camo actually, and I don't want him wearing knee pads, right? So I'm gonna give him an olive drab for that there. We're gonna give him a tactical helmet. We're gonna, should we put eyewear? Yeah, let's give him some eyewear. Let's take this balaclava off as well. So you can see that there's actually there's a lot of things you can do with your character, and as you progress in the game, you start unlocking more and more things that you can do with a character. Once you get to the highest rank, you've got access to custom camos. Unlocking weapons, for example, can be done using the ACES system, which basically means, like, if you're doing actions which would be counted as close quarters, for example, killing through cover, killing at short range, things of that sort of nature, that's going to actually net you CQB points. Marksman points are granted for just basic marksman things. You can actually see in all of the things what you're going to unlock all the way through each rank. You can even check your ACES system so that you can see what counts as a marksman point, what counts as your CQB, what counts as assault, things of that nature. Now, I am going to customize my equipment, which is quite nice. You can only put one attachment onto each gun, so I'm going to put a reflex sight onto my 5.52 Commando, and I'm also going to have a Scout Tactical and give it a 6x12 and just a standard 12 times optic. Give it a Mark 23, put a laser sight onto that, have a frag grenade, and C4 and an incendiary. And I'm going to show you, just for example, what this game is actually like. I don't know if you actually heard that, but I did kind of just pass gas, which is a little bit embarrassing. Just the fact that I haven't farted all day, and then the one fart that does come out happens at 3:15 AM when I'm recording this. If you're wondering why I'm recording this so late, it's Saturday night and I can't sleep. Tried it, just can't sleep. Figured, you know what, let's get started on content production. So I'm going to go for, what map? Let's go for CQB training. We're going to have Lone Wolf switched off so that I can give you an example of the things that your squad are like. Now then, we've got our squad here. I can tell them to move up to there. They've got the assault engagement pack. You can see, I really should have told these guys to not be so damn reckless. You have to click in your right stick to aim, but of course, like I said, fully rebindable. You can switch from fire rates, you can put suppressor onto your weapon. You do get that sometimes where the enemies actually use flashbangs and tactical equipment as well, which is nice. The enemy, since I'm playing on realistic difficulty, they're basically using the same sort of equipment that I would expect any sort of organized group to use. I'm going to switch to my incendiary grenades and throw one out there. Is it going to work? Yes. Fortunately managed to get him. Of course, you've got your cover system in the game, which is nifty to say the least. Your team are pretty much invincible. They can die, but it takes a lot to down them, and it takes even more to actually effectively kill them. Now, the reason I sent them up here is because, well, this is sort of a cheap little point which you can actually use in the game pretty much. I'm trying to remember. I know I've got... Yes, that's it. You can switch between thermal and night vision goggles as well. And that does actually affect your third-person camera as well. You can generally do just a lot in this game. There's no doubt about it. This game is actually incredibly diverse in the things it will let you do. For example, you can see I've got the option for frag grenades or smoke grenades with my team. If I send them to a door and they stack up on the door, I can actually tell them what I want them to use when breaching a room, which is a really cool thing to do. I could tell them, right, I want you to open the door and throw a smoke grenade in, or if they're enemies, I can tell them just outright, guys, you want to place a breaching charge onto that door so that we can just blow up whoever is on the other side of it. Unfortunately, your team can only offer you so much support. Low ammo. Yeah, I should probably switch to a burst fire mode because my accuracy is not perfectionist at this point. It has been a fair while since I played this game. Last time I played it, I was actually just running through the co-op with a randomer online, and it was clear they had a cheat in place because I had 1,099 rounds in my magazine for a pistol, and it was like, okay, that's not a bog standard magazine, is it? I also had a fully automatic shotgun I was using, which was, I think it was a few hundred rounds into it, so you can see that's how quickly I died in it. This game really doesn't forgive you for any form of cock-up or thing of that nature. But it does reward you for effective play. If you're playing the game in a really good fashion, then you'll usually get a lot of aces, you'll get things of that nature, and you'll be able to unlock equipment a lot more than if I was to just say, run about and just do a really bad job of things, not really focus on any sort of thing, no planning, no real method of execution apart from, hey, let's just do this. And in the campaign, execution and your planning stages are extremely important. I really am not doing well with this assault rifle. Okay, I am going to swap it out for a machine gun. And I'm going to put a recoil stock on. Okay, so let's retry that. And I can also tell the guys if I want to be a little bit more stealthy, and if I wanted to use a suppressed weapon, I can get them to do the same. Now the machine gun I don't really need to worry about oh no, I'm using too many bullets. The point of a machine gun is, oh no, I'm using too many bullets. But even still, playing this on single player, this is an extremely difficult one to actually complete. So I figure after this one, I'll show you what I just unlocked. Give you a little bit of a verdict. There is adversarial multiplayer as well, which is something I should mention. And the adversarial multiplayer is actually incredibly entertaining. There's no doubt about it. Got a headshot on him, that was lucky. Yeah, adversarial multiplayer in this is just an absolute gem. Okay. Yeah, that was just blind firing that I did. And it sounds like someone's firing from out there at me. While there are like 45 enemies in this map, it will require me to search each building to actually effectively kill all of them. This isn't one where you can just fire a loud gun and they will all swarm to you like you can do in Splinter Cell Blacklist. And you'll see what I mean by you're able to do that when we actually upload the videos. I'm not sure if one of them is up right now, but hopefully by the time this goes up, you will actually have seen the incredibly entertaining bug which we encountered in it. Now, at the moment, I'm actually uploading content, so I'm not going to attempt any form of online multiplayer, because that would just be extremely laggy, and it wouldn't really be a fair representation of the game. I'm going to swap it for that body armor, because it looks cool. And one thing I'll point out, you can make your guy look really badass. For example, I can put all this to black camo, and then I can set all of that to black camo as well. Come on. There is a lot of camouflage patterns you can use. Damn it, gonna have to switch to my mouse because having a little bit difficulty with the mouse and keyboard. Whoops, daisy. I can change that. Balaclava, change that. I'm gonna actually check to see if I have it, because there is a favourite one. Oh, you have to be Staff Sergeant to get it. Once I get Staff Sergeant, I always make my guy wear that helmet, and he just looks really badass when he's doing it. When he's actually got it on, he just looks incredibly... You wouldn't mess with him. I'll just say that about it. So it does offer a lot of customization. Just to give you an example of the sort of camos I've got unlocked. Actually, that's kind of pointless putting them on that. Just, these are ones I've only unlocked. I've got about 1 hour of playtime on this account. Unfortunately, if you move to a different PC or something, you are going to lose all your progress with a character, which is a very unfortunate thing. But I'll just give you an example. Yes, I'd like to sign in now. Don't worry, none of you are actually going to see my password, and even still, if you are using my account, then it's like, you're lost, honestly, because I've got nothing on that account. So I can show you an example, find a custom match, search for any. Now bear in mind, this is 3 AM UK time. It's actually, I'll just check my phone to see the exact time. 3:21 AM. You can see there's only one which is there. So the adversarial at this time of night is pretty much non-existent. I have noticed there are a lot of people who still play it, but when it comes to cooperative has the main player base for the actual Rainbow Six enthusiasts. You can see this is a little bit more. You can see the ping is quite high. That is, of course, as I said, because I am uploading. Now, we're just gonna... I showed you the options menu. You don't need to see the credits. Leaderboards, rewards, outfitting, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. When it says achievements, I'll point out these are not locked to a Steam account or Windows Live or anything like that. They're not even locked to your Ubisoft account. Now this is not Uplay, this is Ubisoft account, which is different. These are basically tied to just your local save game. But overall, out of this game, the story mode, it's a prequel and a sequel, kinda. It's a prequel to the first Vegas, but at the same time, it picks up afterwards. Like, the first mission serves as prequel. I think maybe a couple of missions after that might be prequel, or they might be happening simultaneously with what occurs in the first Rainbow Six Vegas. And if you're looking for a tactical first-person hybrid, cover-based shooter with a lot of customization options and a real sense of weight to the combat. When I say weight to the combat, I mean sniper rifle bullets are gonna kill. I mean, machine guns are gonna really easily kill you. One bullet might not be enough, but 2 bullets out of a machine gun can kill you. 3 out of an assault rifle. Shotguns at point blank, they're gonna be an instant kill. Even at range, if the opponent is lucky enough to get 1 or 2 of the pellets into an exposed person's face, that's gonna be able to kill them. It's not one of those games where shotguns have a damage fall off, it's a case of pellets count in this game. And I'll show you an example, in fact, of the different weapons. So we'll look at the SMGs. You've got everything ranging from an MP5 to an MP9. You've got the Mach 11, and you get all these different ones, sort of traditional counter-terrorist ones, and then you've got more terrorist ones. You've got military-styled ones. You can have machine guns. You've even got your squad protection weapon, M249. You've got a variety of different special forces assault rifles, and you also of course get your more traditional assault rifles. You've got sniper rifles ranging from your SR-25 with suppressor to an SP-98, M40A1, even the L96 Arctic Warfare, which is just a fun one. Shotgun wise, you've got access to a lot of different ones. The XM26 LSS, for those of you who don't know, is the M26 Mass. The XM26 LSS is the actual standalone variant, I believe it is. It was produced as the OICW counterpart for a shotgun, but let's not get into that sort of thing. It's just fun, this game. It's nice because it offers you a wide variety of different customization options. Even if you want something like an MG4 or an MK46 and you want to put a rifle scope onto it, or you want a reflex scope, or you want a laser sight, that's okay. If you're playing the game and you want to go through it stealthily, you can do that. You can have, for example, I could take the Scar Edge CQC, I could put a 6x optic onto it, I could take a sniper rifle and have the SR-25 SD, or maybe if I wanted to vary it up, I could have the MP5M, I could put a reflex scope onto it, and I can put a silencer onto that. There are a lot of guns that are capable of putting a silencer on. In fact, I think the only ones that can't are shotguns, LMGs, most of the sniper rifles, the SR-25 SD has it, and you can't put a silencer on a shield, of course, and the Desert Eagle and Raging Bull and Glock 18 handguns. Those are the only ones which don't offer you a stealth thing. Even if you want things like flashbangs and smokes, you can do that. If you want to distract people, you can place a breaching charge on one door or a stick of C4 on one door, and you can flank round to the other one, detonate your C4, have all the enemy attention trained on it, and then put a smoke down on a door, open it, put your thermals on, and shoot the enemies. And it's just nice how varied an approach this game allows you to take. And of course, how varied you can make your guy look. If you want to go for armor, I've seen a large number of people in the game actually just running about using nothing but a military cap, maybe wearing some retro sunglasses, put on one of the t-shirts or tank tops, and just play running about and basic stuff. You can make your guy look however you like, and the armor does help, but it doesn't help in such a degree that you're going to be at a serious detriment. When it gives you protection, it's not an infinite amount of protection, because it realistically takes the weight of bullets into account. It takes the lethality of a lot of the weapons into account. So, like I say, if you're looking for a tactical third-person, first-person hybrid, you can definitely go significantly worse than Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Cooperative, despite how many years this game has been out, is still going strong. Bug-wise, there are very few of them. A lot of the bugs have been patched out by this stage. And not only that, the game can usually be picked up pretty cheap. It appears in a lot of sales on third-party retail websites and things like that. So, absolutely, I would recommend this game. It's got my seal of approval, and I'd like to say thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you've enjoyed these videos, feel free to leave a like or a comment. If you don't, feel free to send us ways which you feel we can improve our content, things like that. Thanks very much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.